Alright, for number 16 it says, which of these points is on the graph? So remember, every point on the graph, that just is another way of saying which of these is a solution. Which of these is a solution? So points on a graph, solution, those mean the same thing. So all we have to do is to see if they're a solution is just start plugging them in. So let's just start off with A. This is X and this is Y. I'll plug in the 7 into here and see if it's equal to what we have on the other side when I plug in for X a -2. So the way we do this is we always do order of operations, and these absolute value bars kind of work like parentheses, except afterwards we still have to evaluate the absolute value bars. So doing the inside of that first, I get -3 inside. And now don't just multiply -2 times -3. That's a common mistake a lot of people made. What we want to do is actually take the absolute value of -3 first. And we all know the absolute value of -3 is just +3. And now what happens is when I multiply negative times a positive, that's going to be a -6. And we all know -6 plus 1, that we can add those together by subtracting and keeping the sign of the larger number. And that is not true. So this is not our solution. So you can do the same thing for B. You'll see you get not a solution, and this is not a solution. So let's jump straight to the answer. The answer is going to be C. And let's see what happens when I plug that in. So I get -9 for Y, -2. Now our X this time is -4. And let's see what happens. So working out the inside of those absolute value bars first, we get -4, -1 is -5. Now again, before we multiply, we have to evaluate that absolute value. So the absolute value of -5 is, of course, +5. And then I can see -2 times 5, that's -10. And when I combine those together, we subtract, since they're different signs, sign of the bigger number. And yep, that one is definitely our solution. So it's a point on the line.